Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed. My name is Lisa, and whether you're new or returning, I am glad that you're here. This is a very different video I've been inspired to make. It's about my mission statement of my channel and what my personal intentions are, because my methods are untraditional, okay? They just are. I follow many different belief systems. I follow many different faiths. First and foremost, my oldest faith that, I identified with first and the longest is Christianity. And there is something about Christianity that I want to bring up that is intertwined with my mission, because there is an element of Christianity that is very there is many elements of Christianity that is very toxic, and a lot of it has to do with your unawareness of being oppressed and controlled by the religion itself. But one thing I want to talk about that is a common misconception with Christians is many Christians are very passive. They like to turn the other cheek, right? Dealing with other people's bullshit, forgiving them, and moving forward, especially whenever it's their family, the people that love them, or the people that they love, the people that they're closest to. Those are the people you're going to be the most forgiving to. Well, sometimes they're the people that use you and take advantage of you and abuse you the most. And sometimes because we love them so much, we're so blinded to that. And we're just like, oh God, praying for these people, praying for a miracle, praying for a change in their behavior. Well, God can't interfere with free will. And if these people are consistently choosing to be shitty people, God can't force them to change. But He can give them karma. And that'll just keep making the situation worse and worse and worse until a resolution is made or until a separation occurs. There is a common misconception within Christianity that we must put up with other people's BS. It's a labor of love. Oh, if you love them, you could be long suffering for them. Some of these motherfuckers, they'll never change. You're praying and you're waiting for these people to change, and they're never gonna. Because they're different from you. They don't know how to love or treat people with any kind of love, kindness, compassion, or respect. When people show you who they are, you believe them. Christians have a hard time with that. They're like, oh, that's my mom. Oh, the things, between us have been challenging, but there's just so much history there. I just can't give up. I love my mom. Knowing full well that their mom don't treat them right, or their dad, or their child, or their siblings, or their cousins, or their spouse, or their children. I don't care. These are all, or your grandparents. These are all like really close familial ties that can really, really, really be heavy on our emotions, that can really keep us blinded to the truth, to reality. We want to see the best in these people, but all they keep showing us is their negativity. And the longer we keep giving to the takers, we're doing ourselves complete injustice. So, praying and waiting for a miracle to come is not the answer, because God inspires you to take inspired action to change your life. And if you don't follow your intuition, your desires, your emotions, your dreams, if you hold yourself back, that's a form of self-abuse and self-betrayal. And you'll never get to achieve your full potential. We're living in a culture of codependency and people keeping other people back, and allowing ourselves to be in relationships with people that are not as evolved as us. And, we're taking away from ourselves in multiple ways, in varying intensities, keeping these people in our lives, keeping us held back. And we're choosing to restrict ourselves, to not grow and expand by keeping these people in our lives. And it's a struggle. It's a conflict. The conflict is internal and external until you finally decide that you just need to have peace. And you finally decide that you're desperate to do whatever it takes to have that peace. Sometimes you just need to be alone, and sometimes you need to be in silence to heal, to gain clarity for a long period of time, to pray, to meditate, to really focus and introspect your life. And my channel is here to not have any more passive Christians or passive anybody else waiting for God to save them from abusive people that they're staying stuck with. They're allowing the abuse to continue. They're continuing to give all of their time, their devotion, their energy, their commitments, their money, their everything to. And all that other person just does is take, and leaves you drained. It's time to change. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't help anybody else, period. And we're out there helping people and wondering why we're losing energy. And, we're being negatively affected physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, legally, slowly with, with intensity, over the years of dealing with these oppressive people. It's time to break free. My channel is about being free, being at peace, loving and caring for yourself, so you can turn around and pay it forward to love and care in your own way to serve the world. It's the only way you're going to change your life. To be positive, to be inspired, to be creative, to be of service, to help heal and inspire others. So, also, I identify with Hinduism very strongly, because I believe I know that time is an illusion, time is infinity, time is endless. And because of that, our souls are old. They get recycled because these bodies, they wear out fast. And I know that in the other dimensions, the waiting room for souls, time goes much slower. So that's why it benefits us to be incarnated as many times into the world, lifetimes as many times as we can, to learn our lessons, to, evolve our soul each lifetime we have, so we can continue to get better and better. Time never ends. And our souls are energy that never dies. So they just get recycled. And every lifetime we come back as a different person. And, we tend to travel with the same souls whenever we get incarnated. We have a soul tribe, a soul family that, gets put together with every lifetime. And every lifetime it's the relationships and sexes and all of that are different. But y'all have been traveling together for hundreds of years in different lifetimes. Also really big on meditation, because meditation provides so much clarity. And it really aids with being able to tap more into divine energy, divine information, and divine love and light and healing. So definitely I resonate with that as well, but that's been pretty recent, like in the last 5 years. I also identify with Judaism and the Kabbalah, which is just basically Jewish mysticism. It's philosophy, and it's magic. It's applied philosophy is the Kabbalah. Jewish mysticism. I actually teach it without really talking about what it is, very consistently on my channel. I very spiritual, and I study hermetics, which is the 7 laws of the universe. Like if you are into, interested in manifesting your dreams, your reality, that is a form of white magic. So also form of white magic is my spiritual gift of channeling. These are all gifts that I use to help others, to heal, to inspire, to educate. I also very much heavily involved in applying all of these belief systems and utilizing psychology as well. On top of all of that, for more productivity towards doing the work towards ascension, because the more that you can utilize all the aspects of the 9th house in a like if you combine all the aspects of the 9th house together, it can really supercharge your power, your authority, and your abilities if you have the right intentions, if you're responsible with your wisdom and your knowledge. Because there's a lot of people out there that are playing with magic that don't know the laws of the universe, that didn't study hermetics. And now they're getting all kinds of negative karma back on their asses because they didn't read the fine print of magic. They just wanted what they want, and they didn't care about the consequences. And now they're facing the consequences of their actions. So also, I know a lot about all of these things. I combine all of these things together on my channel to help y'all. Also, it's my experiences that have aided me to be able to do this as well. Because, you know, I am a recovering codependent. I didn't know that I was codependent for a long time. It was like I was failing to see the obvious, all of, like, about me that was right in front of me. And all I could see was what I couldn't do and what I needed someone else for. And I was in so much fear for my survival and blah, blah, blah. That's the essence of codependency. That, you know, I was putting up with a lot of neglect, abuse, just generally being taken advantage of, you know, sometimes just to even have a place to live. And we're not called to be abused by the people that are supposed to love and care about us anymore. We're not called to put up with that anymore. We never were. It's just that we were raised in a culture of codependency. And we were raised to be codependent on our family members and the people that are closest to us and the people that we live with. Because everybody's born into this trauma of the lack of self-love. And when people don't love themselves, they don't know how to love or treat anyone else. And it's sad because we give our lives to these people, and some of them they just don't. Some of us we go so many decades loving and caring and serving these people, just to be used and depleted in the end. And just because, you know, we're these earth angels, we're Christians, we're called to turn the other cheek and forgive. How many times are we going to keep forgiving people that continuously hurt us and betray us and abuse us, neglect us, and abandon us when we need them the most? Because they can't be there for themselves. How many nights are you going to sit up crying because your emotional and physical needs are not fulfilled while someone else's are? Because you've been giving all of your time and your energy, your dedication and your commitment and your loyalty to someone who did not return that to you. How many nights are you going to focus on that and wish and wait and pray for them to see the light, for them to change their ways? Wake up, they're never going to change. As long as you keep giving them everything that they want and expect. They're going to break you down and treat you like shit for giving them everything that they want. When are you going to wisen up? Sometimes the way I communicate may be harsh, but sometimes things might need to be communicated in a harsh way to get your attention. And I feel that I'm misunderstood for that, because When I have a point to prove, sometimes I can be very sharp about it when I'm speaking about it. Sometimes what I say can be offensive. If it's offensive, you need to think about why it's offensive. It's offensive because there's a part of you that needs to heal. Are you courageous enough to face that? I'm just pointing these things out to show you that these are bigger problems than you realize, bigger problems than you led yourself to believe, bigger problems than you refuse to believe. And it's up to you to make the changes. You got to make the decisions to make these necessary changes. Or otherwise, those of you that are in the waiting energy, you're going to continue to wait. You need to be living your life. You need to be content with yourself. And if you're not, you need to find a way. You need to be in silence and at peace, and you need to be alone to heal. So you can have clarity and level out your mental processes, your emotional processes. And no, I don't recommend doing this alone, but, without any kind of support, y'all really need to be under the care of a counselor, because you can't be completely cut off from everyone. You have to at least have a counselor in your life that is supporting you when you're cutting all these toxic people off. Because for some of y'all, it's only one or two toxic people. But for a few of you, it's everybody in your life that is toxic that you need to cut off from you for your health, your wellness, and for you to complete your life's mission for being on this planet. Because all those people around you that are supposed to love and care and protect you are distracting you and keeping you from your life's purpose. And distracting you and keeping you from your happiness, your dreams, your desires, your goals, your wishes, your plans. Live your life for you, not for anyone else. Because nobody knows how long we have on this planet. We have to make the most of it. And we don't know how. So that's why my channel is here, to help show you where, cut out all the stressful things in your life. Start all over. Be free, be happy, be at peace. I did it, you can do it too. I come from abuse, self-repression, self-neglect, self-restriction, to love, help, and serve others. I've been in forced and enslaved situations. I've been seriously, emotionally, and physically abused and traumatized growing up. The home dynamics was so fucked up. And everybody that I knew had that flawed, codependent perspective. So I had no idea that the way I was acting and the way that I was already behaving very subconsciously a part of the culture and being very unaware of it, and I was contributing to my own unhappiness with my codependency. Well, whenever I saw that shit, I was like, oh no, no, because my whole life I thought that I was just a strong woman. But I knew that I wasn't as strong as I needed to be because I was not independent. Now I'm independent. I'm at my full, well, I'm more at my full strength now. And I just got to stay in it now. And I'm determined. I'm also determined to put all the information out there that y'all need to hear so y'all can change your lives too. Because you need to be inspired to take actions, because God's not your butler. He's not going to just make things magically happen for you. You have to work for it in different ways. Different things require different ways of working for it. You can make your own dreams come true. You don't have to rely on someone else to make your dreams come true. When you're depending and relying on someone else, you will be let down every time. Count on yourself and do what you can do by yourself. Get help for what you can't do, but don't abuse it. Don't abuse the help. But don't be so, I don't need any help. I don't need anybody. I can handle it myself either. Because one extreme or the other is imbalanced and it's not healthy. You need to find the balance between the two and everything else. The duality of life, the duality of your life. My channel is all about showing y'all how to make life work for you instead of being the victim, having shit just happen to you and you're just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Why did that just happen? Because so many of us are doing things that are so subconscious that are seriously damaging us on every level. And I'm here to bring lots of illumination and clarity on that. That y'all need to be getting in touch with your emotions and with and connecting to the divine with how you connect. State of healing, meditation, prayer, and absolution, repentance, cleansing time, healing. So you can come out the other fucking side as the emperor or the empress in your full power, in your full authority, in your abundance. Kicking ass and taking names and doing what it is that you're called to do in this lifetime. And using all of your skills and all of your ability and all of your willpower to go for it. Because it's about making the world a better place. So, I'm here to bring empowering messages of knowledge and wisdom to show you how y'all can change your lives too. With determination, with consistency, and with effort. Over a long period of time. This is a lifetime commitment. Because when you start this path, you have to continue in the ways of the path to stay on the path. You can't just get into the Empress energy and say, oh, okay, I'm going to relax and be lazy now. No, it doesn't work that way. It's hard work getting into and maintaining Emperor-Empress energy. Someone who is independent, knows how to make the best decisions, in business, in love. In kindness and compassion. This is about spiritual union within self. When you're sick of your divine counterpart not acting not quite so divine because they're coming out of their karmic programming too. Depending on where you are in your journey, your person's mirroring you. And if you're a divine feminine who's angry, you're not in your divine power. Your anger is holding you back. You're defeating the whole purpose of the twin flame journey, because whenever you're angry and not feeling at peace inside, you're in a karmic situation with yourself, with your emotions on how you feel about other people, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about any addictive behaviors or substances or whatever. You know, it's all going to vary for all of y'all. But there's some divine feminines out there that just have a block, and they don't see that there's something in their life that they're refusing to see, and their divine counterpart is just mirroring that. Y'all are so quick to blame the other person for not doing their work because of everything that they've done, without guilt, regret, and remorse. But you really need to take a look at what's within you that made you attract that behavior to you. And then obviously whenever you're sitting and stewing in negative emotions about what's happened to you, that's keeping you out of your sovereignty and out of your complete divine power. It's not about holding grudges when you've established boundaries. When you cut someone off, it's not about keeping the grudge. It's about forgiving them, but loving yourself enough to say, I'm just not dealing with that person anymore. I got to protect me. This is really all about seeing our lives from a completely different perspective, because really, our lives truly depend on it. Because if y'all want to live happy and successful lives of happiness and freedom and abundance and living your dreams, it's not going to come for free. It just isn't. So, I had a long history of experiences of not always expressing my intentions and people misunderstanding me. Well, now there are no misunderstandings. And this video will be linked in all future readings in the description box below. So y'all can see what my intentions are, what my mission is for this channel, what what my true intentions are. Because that's important. I don't want anyone to assume anything about me because my ways are untraditional. I'm tired of people judging me, judging my intentions because I do things a little bit differently. Well, it works for me. I'm supposed to do this. And everything else that I do, for the most part. I don't make too many karmic decisions anymore. I'm really seeing the forest for the trees. And it is my hope and my prayer that because I can see the truth in the forest, where so many of us are lost in this forest. I'm here to help y'all, to show y'all out of the forest. I spent 40 years in the wilderness. Over 40 years. Or about 40 years. No more. And if I can save someone decades of being lost and in pain and suffering with what I know that I didn't know then, that's what this channel is about. And I help everyone. Strangers, friends, family, people I don't even like. If I'm being called and inspired to help someone, I have to do that. My missions come directly from God. My orders come directly from God. The archangels and the divine tell me what I need to know, when I need to know it. I'm on a need-to-know basis. If I don't need to know, I don't know it. But you can guarantee that whatever I know that I'm allowed to share, I'll be sharing with y'all. This channel is for those that have been tricked, that want something better, that want freedom, happiness, and love, and opportunities in their life. Good ones. And I've put together religion, spirituality, long distance travel, philosophy, and psychology all together to promote expansion for each individual out there. But it's going to take your inspired action, your determination and drive to accomplish your goals. I can't do the work for y'all. I can only do it for me. I'm definitely doing it for me and sharing how I did it. Everyone deserves to be loved, to be appreciated, to be helped when they need it, because everybody needs help sometimes. And everyone deserves to be at peace. And if there are people in your life that are making that impossible for you, it's time to take the actions that are appropriate for you to make sure that you're able to be in a state of peace. Stop allowing yourselves to be abused, victimized, taken advantage of, just because you have a deep emotional attachment to them. It's time to love yourself and take care of you, because if you don't take care of you, you can't help anyone else, and that's a fact. If you're helping all these people and they're totally draining you and burdening you and bringing down, and you're ignoring your self-care for someone else, it's devil energy. It's abuse. It's self-abuse. And it's unnecessary. Sometimes we need to say no. Sometimes we need to forgive, walk away, and keep our distance. Forgiveness is about being in a state of peace within oneself. Forgiveness is not about saying that whatever someone did to you was right or okay, because it wasn't. Forgiveness is just so you can be at peace with yourself. But it doesn't mean to continue to allow that person in your life to do these awful things to you. And when a person shows you what they're capable of, you fucking believe them. You do what's right for you. Period. In the most gentle, peaceful way possible. Drop out of the conflict. They only want to keep you distracted with fighting, with you hanging on. It hurts less to let it go sometimes. Because, that rope will burn your hand. It'll hurt your hand, but that rope burn, the harder you hold on to something. And that is in a spiritual sense. It's time to stop hurting ourselves and saying it's okay. It's time to stop allowing other people to hurt us and wishing and hoping and praying for them to change while they continue their behaviors. It's time to let go of toxicity. It's time to embrace health and happiness and love and care and compassion. Because being in touch with vibrations and emotions of love and above, love and gratitude and compassion, that is the only guiding light that is real. So that's what I have for y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting my work and my channel and all the ways that y'all do. I really appreciate y'all. I am very grateful for being able to share my wisdom and knowledge with others without being used and abused. This channel is my safety and my protection. I'm not enabling anyone. It's not draining on my energy. I'm taking care of myself. And I'm keeping this very balanced. And that makes me feel so happy and content and like complete wish fulfillment, because it gives me the avenue to be able to help others, but be able to protect myself in the process. So I can continue to help more and more people that I wouldn't have access to normally in my everyday life. And I'm grateful to be a part of that energy. I'm grateful to be accelerating in this energy. And I'm just grateful to be free, because the divine showed me how to free myself. It showed me how I can help others free themselves too. I learned astrology from Archangel Michael through my own intuitive ways of learning. I learned all by myself with Archangel Michael, astrology and tarot. I wasn't always aware I was working with him, but he was working with me. I was seeking the truth. I found it. So there's nothing wrong with what I do. It's helping people. It's setting people free. I'm being blessed for it. It's completely fulfilling me and the other people that I'm helping. So there is nothing wrong with this. And this is how I know that God really told me to create this channel. And the rest will be history. I know this journey isn't easy, but knowledge is power. But then you're also responsible for utilizing that knowledge to your advantage once you have it, because you're accountable for the information. And I'm here to help guide and teach along the way. Wow. Shining a light on evil. It's not an easy path to walk, but it's what's worth it. Try to enjoy the journey and see the journey from a different perspective, a higher perspective. See past the pain and see what the lesson is. There's a reason for everything. You just have to find it. Thank y'all for being a part of my channel. And I'll always be talking to y'all soon.